There you are, Skullhark. Montachin.
Ah, I remember you.
Yeah. I'll be right back. Give me a quick second, get some water, and then we'll go back to playing. Give me a quick second. Okay, I'm back. I also ate a banana. Okay.
I pray we have not caught you at an inopportune moment. We wanted to offer our thanks for your kind words in the forum.
Well, I could hardly let that inquisition go unchallenged. I've always believed that curiosity should be nurtured, not stifled. Thankfully, a majority of my colleagues agreed. A slender majority, aye, but a majority nonetheless.
Had the vote not gone our way, we would be having a very different conversation, if any at all. Though I'd like to think you would have not given up on our cause. I'm told you paid a visit to the annex afterwards.
Yes, that's right. I was hoping to speak with the grandchildren of my dearly departed friends Galuf and Louisoix in a less dour setting. But it seems I just missed you.
Oh, Galuf. Galuf, he's Final Fantasy V boy.
I still can't believe how much you've grown. If only your grandsires could have seen the way you presented yourselves to the forum. Why, it fair brought a tear to my own eye.
Oh. Nice old man.
You must have the patience of a saint, putting up with this lot and their antics. Never mind Matoya's prize student. Luckily, I know a thing or two about managing unruly younglings. If you ever need advice, don't hesitate to ask.
Blink stare through mask.
If I may, there is a rather more pressing matter we wish to discuss. What can you tell us of this duty that the forum must fulfill?
Nothing, I'm afraid. Like all humble servants of the forum, I am sworn to secrecy. Or rather, I couldn't tell you if I tried. Our duty is of the gravest importance. Furthermore, if the particulars were made public, it would incite widespread panic. As such, those entrusted with this duty have been bound by an enchantment, which prevents us from speaking of such matters without the express permission of the forum.
Interesting enchantment.
How is that even possible?
Magic.
It's been some time since I last gave a lecture. Please, take a seat.
Dum dum bum 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 bum. Oh no, we're in Hogwarts, dude.
We shall begin by reviewing the fundamentals of etherology. The ether, which imbues us with life, can be categorized into three forms.
Yes, yes.
Two are of the incorporeal sort, the soul and the memory. Can anyone tell me the third?
Corporeal aether.
Yes, very good.
Oh yeah, fucking great. I'm a good student. A
This
plus
is the
for
form
me.
with which the layman is most familiar. Consumed by even the simplest of daily activities and replenished by the food and drink that sustain us, this form of ether is in constant flux. In contrast, the ether that comprises the soul is rarely subject to dramatic change. The same can be said for memory, as the two are intrinsically linked. Picture the soul as paper, and memories as words written upon it. Now, what would happen if that paper was doused with ink? The same type of ether as comprises the memories.
Like it's stuck. Give me a... There we go. No.
It would blot out everything that was written.
Okay.
Precisely. We would be unable to recall the memories, and any activities that depend upon them would be hindered as well.
Sorry. Very important apartment-based stuff.
In fact, this exact phenomenon was observed on a vast scale not so long ago. And what might that have been?
I got this one. I know this one. I know this one. No, it's my turn. No.
The seventh
Fuck.
umbral calamity. The people of Eorzea vividly recall Bahamut breaking free of the Lesser Moon and raining hellfire down upon the realm. But no one could seem to remember the events that followed immediately afterwards.
Indeed. To this day, we have yet to determine whether it was an unintended consequence or a deliberate act. The enchantment which binds me and the rest of the Forum is based on a similar principle. And yes, it is a contravention of the Charlian prohibition against the practice of memory manipulation. Only when a new member is inducted and told of our great duty are they subjected to the process. A necessary evil. You have my word that it would never be used to manipulate the populace.
How would you
I
know?
should hope not. But can this enchantment be dispelled and your memories restored?
If 9/10 of our members give their approval, then the process may be reversed. Then, and only then, would we be able to speak freely to others of our sacred duty.
Interesting.
Barring that, we must wait until we return to the ethereal sea. For there we will be purified, the blots upon our souls washed clean.
Ooh.
And our memories drift apart and dissolve. Rather defeating the purpose, I suppose. But there are those memories that are indelibly etched upon our souls, some believe.
What happens after that?
We are reduced to pure ether, coalesce with that of others, and create souls anew. Alternative schools of thought assert souls remain whole and return to the corporeal world, reborn into another form. Both theories have their proponents. Personally, I consider each equally probable. Well, I think that's enough education for today, now that I've given you some food for thought. Or rather, an entire banquet. I would remind you that although I'm unable to assist you with certain matters, the resources at my disposal may still be of use to you.
Like
I'll
what?
arrange for you all to be given the run of Phenomenon. Of course, as associate to our alumni and the students of Baldessian, this privilege is extended to you as well, my friend. Oh, and I suggest you speak with Ki Aliapo. She's well known among the artisans of Sharlayan, and her network of contacts may prove useful in your search for knowledge. I wish you all the best in your pursuits, wheresoever they may take you.
Thank you, Montamontabu Batapa. I didn't like that he laughed while walking away. Sorry. This is a very important. This. Okay. Sorry about that. You've been granted the run of phenomenon in your game. Yep. Artisan stuff. Now I can do artisan quests. Just kind of cool. Cryo. Capital idea. Well, that's given me much to mull over. I feel as though we were on a step closer to understanding the forum's true motives and the mysteries of life itself for good measure. It's funny. I came here with an extent of expressing my gratitude only to leave more indebted than before. I have a feeling his friendship and support will be a great boon to us in the days to come. And on that note, let's head back to the annex. Perhaps on the way we could better acquaint ourselves with Ki Aliapo, as the Scholark suggested, while I share our feelings with the Raha. Back to the annex. Go, 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 go. Graha. Goodness. Heck. Welcome back. From what I hear, your trip to the studium proved most educational. While you were away, I received word from our fellow scions. As expected, news of the warding scales was met with much joy. Preparations are now underway to bring the leadership of the Grand Company of Eorzea and the Eastern Alliance together to determine a way forward. Our friends have asked that we bring the scales in our possession to Limzalaminza. The time has come for us to go on the offensive. It's too early to say for certain, but that does seem to be the way the winds are blowing. I, for one, can think of no reason to oppose such a plan, but let us see what awaits us in Vildebrand. Let's start by getting us scales out of the storage. Give me a hand, would you, Estinian? That's right. Do your job, Estinian. That is right. Dun, dun, dun. Phew. I didn't realize these crates were so heavy. I shouldn't complain though. Vitra and the alchemists of the Great Work put their heart and soul into each and every one of these scales. You must treat them with the utmost care. Are you not coming with us? As much as I would like to escape the forum's watchful gaze, I have little choice but to stay behind. We're already on thin ice, and if I, in my capacity as our official representative, were found to be consorting with foreign powers, well, you can imagine how that would go. I shall remain here and do my utmost to avoid ruffling any of the more feathers as I await word from Master Matoya and our other allies. With luck, we'll soon have good news of our own to share. The tide's about to turn. I can feel it. To Limzalaminza. To Limlom. Limlom. Wow. Okay. We're in Limlom. Where are we going? We're going this way. Okay. Just gonna ignore that. No. I was told to expect you. As you may or may not be aware, the Admiral is at present entertaining the Seedseer and the Sultana. We were the most powerful women in the world in one room. Do you need a moment to prepare, or shall I show you to them? Let's do it to the command room. Oh, I need to sneeze so bad. Oh, my goodness. Okay. My apologies for calling you away from Charlian at such short notice. On the contrary, we are honored and grateful, and presently surprised to be joined by such esteemed company. It's only right that the decision be conducted in person. Thank you, Laurel. We're locked in a war of attrition. Our forces struggle to contain the threat posed by the towers, and it is only a matter of time before we are overwhelmed. Victory will only be claimed through decisive action, and we have taken the initiative to set the wheels in motion. Hey, Ashes, how you doing? Oh, I got my nose. Oh, I just sneezed so hard, Ashes. Oh my god. It is reassuring to learn we are on accord. But might I ask what your plan entails? You're rewatching The Mummy again? Please tell me it's not the Tom Cruise one. It hinges entirely on the warding scales and our ability to utilize their potential in the fullest. Hey, yeah. During your time in Charlie, the allied nations have been engaged on separate fronts, with no end in sight. To make matters worse, a surge of abductions of kobolds, Sahagin, Ixal, and Ananta have given rise to an increasing amount of primals as well. But your triumph in Razatan has given us cause to hope for once more. The time has come to free ourselves of this menace, and it is you, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, who have shown us the way. Again. While the bulk of our forces will continue to hold the Telefora at bay, we will dispatch our finest to strike them at the heart, Garlemald. These brave few will be the Isilbard continent. Dude, the Brendan Fraser mummy movies are so good. I think such progress has been made in such short span. Objectives are twofold. The first is to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. And previously reported countless Imperial soldiers and civilians have been tempted. Robbed of their free will, they will serve the Teleforized with every whim without question. They too are victims. It is our duty to deliver them from their suffering, and not for strategic or political gain, but because it is the right thing to do. I do not simply ask that you set aside decades of conflict and conquest, that we simply choose to forgive and forget. I only ask that in choosing to remember what we do not also forsake our compassion and mortality. For without that, there can be no reconciliation, only death without end. Aye, on that we can agree. Our second objective is the colossal tower that Thinkred and Uranger observed in the capital. Though its purpose remains unclear, there is reason to believe that the similar spires are merely a precursor of what's yet to come. A national treasure, I'm Brandon Fraser, stand first, and a human being second. True though! Though the Tower of Zot was toppled, we'd failed to make any headway, though the same could be said of the Telefori. They're certainly not in no rush to press further into our lands. I wager the Spire's primary purpose is to divide and keep us occupied, while they work towards our annihilation. This would appear to be a substantiated by Yoshola's analysis of the tower's influence on ethereal currents. Why is everyone in this game so goddamn tall? You telling me that this one right here is tall? Really, Ashes? I think they're all what is it? The average height I think is for races are the same as in real life. Merlewib, her in the back, her race is just naturally tall. They're naturally like 6'5" to 7'5", but everyone else, like, obviously short. I think she's actually like she's like 5'8" or 5'9" or something like that. It's just a perspective thing because she's in the back. Based on her observations inside the Tower of Zot, the Spires siphon aether from the land, consuming it to maintain their form. However, they draw forth far more than is required for this task alone. The excess of aether remains unaccounted for, but we can be sure it is not being harnessed for our benefit. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if it was being redirected to the larger spire in the capital. There is a logic in that, regardless, which, once we have uncovered the truth, will bring the schemes crashing down along with their infernal towers. That's all well and good, but what would you have us do? I assume it's more than handing over the scales and being on our way. We want you and your scales to join the Ilzabard contingent. Consider an official request from both the Grand Company of Eorzea and the Eastern Alliance. Do you accept? I mean, I guess. Perhaps you should be the one to answer that. For honor and glory, for the people of Garlemald, for the revenge against the for the honor and glory. Nah, for the revenge against the Telefori. They did so much fucked up shit. I put it better myself. Ishtola, Thancred, and Uranger have already pledged their support and are on their way to meet the rest of the contingent. They were positive you would come to the same decision as they did. Luckily for all involved, their prediction was correct. Once you've delivered the warding skills to Alamigo, the contingent will embark on its journey to Ilzabard. Rabban and Lord Amric are overseeing preparations, so I suggest you make yourselves known upon arrival. Dude, Amric's gonna be there? Pack warm clothing, furs, and the like. Without it, the cold will do you in before the Telephori so much as draw steel. As for us, we'll keep the enemy busy while you're gone. They're not the only ones who can create a diversion. Now go, safe in the knowledge Eorzea will be on as you left it, or better, upon your return. Dude, Amric's gonna be there. Oh. Okay. Sorry about that. I need to check something really quick. Sorry, apartment-based stuff. Very, very important. I won't have time to do after stream because I gotta go to work after stream. Okay. We gotta go to Alamigan Quarter in oh my gosh. There we go. To Alamigan Quarter in Girabania. And then to Garlemald. Finally, we can fly again. Garlemald. Dude, is that Amric? Sup, Amric? It's the boy. It's the boy. Okay. Rabban. My beloved. Wanderer's return. You've been busy bringing down a tower and producing the keys to destroying the rest of them. You should be proud. Those warding skills of yours are what made this whole venture possible. Will you and Lord Amric be leading the contingent? I thought you were messing with me for a second. Please, my head shot up from my phone. No, it's Amric. Ta-ta! Regrettably, no. Our whole role is to organize the various delegations into a cohesive unit. Once we have seen you all off, it's back to our respective posts. We dare not neglect our duties for too long, lest our defensive efforts fall into disarray. And just between us, there was a fair amount of opposition to the formation of the Ilzabard contingent. Very suggestion that we send out some of our finest troops behind enemy lines to render aid unto the Garleans has made me rather unpopular in certain quarters. Can't please them all. Sadly not, though I do my best. Truth be told, much rather be at your side, charging into the fray. Alas, I've battles of my own to fight, where words may serve better than any blade. I hate to say it, but Lord Amric's struggles mirror my own. For the time being, the best we can offer is your peace, is the peace of mind from knowing Eorzea is in safe hands. Okay. As you fight the good fight in Ilzabard, I and the other commanders will do what we can to convince the naysayers that our cause is just. Thank you, both of you. We meet again. Oh, Gaius! Word of your exploits travels quickly. From what I gather, the protective talismans you obtained led to the information of the expeditionary course. My contribution on this occasion is but a minor one, that being the information I have shared with Maxima. For the sake of the people of Garlemald, may the fates be on your side. You're not coming with us? Strange. I thought you'd have a stake in this. I do. The Telefori have laid waste to my homeland and enslaved my people. But though every mote of my being cries for vengeance, I cannot be the one to deliver it. My presence alone would place the entire mission in jeopardy. I stand accused of murdering Emperor Varys and plunging Garlemald into chaos. Were I to travel with the Ilzabad contingent, I would give my countrymen ample cause to question our motives. Conversely, those who believe me innocent may instead celebrate the return of a former legatus, and attempt to raise me to a position of leadership, further destabilizing the region and complicating the contingent's mission. But I am branded a villain or hailed as a hero. I would only hinder your efforts. We will deliver your people from harm, and your stead no doubt will be pleased. Oh yes, we'll deliver your people from harm. And then be rewarded to clean the kitchen. I'm gonna have a second cup of coffee, so I will within the hour. That's always a good reward. And I like to give myself snacks as rewards. I'm like a 5-year-old. What can I say? 5-year-olds get the best solutions, dude. Speaking of syrup, dude, I want syrup, dude. Casey, Casey and I went grocery shopping, and I bought waffles and stuff. And I was like, Casey, don't forget we gotta get syrup because I can't eat these waffles without syrup. And we forgot it, and now I can't eat waffles. For what it's worth, you have my gratitude. You and your countrymen have the strength and courage to carry my country. You and your comrades have the strength and courage to carry my courage to deliver my countrymen. I am certain of it. Yeah, dude, now we got no syrup. In light of Gaius' rather unique circumstance, I instead will assume the role of your guide. Though I may have defected for political reasons, for my love of Garlemald endures. My love for Garlemald endures. I would stop at nothing to protect her and her people. Well said. Might I ask you to escort our friends inside? You might even bump into an old acquaintance or two. And if I don't see you again ere you depart, may the Fury guide and protect you. All of you. The day I stopped giving an extra nap time in class was the day life went downhill. True though. Okay, that's 522 gear. Our chest piece is 530. Yeah, it's still not gonna be as good. These are gears for different classes, not this one. What is this? Ruby Doomsday. Interesting. Anyways, Maxima. Oh, we get a present. Best of the best. Now the members of the Ilzabad contingent are gathered in the royal palace. Inform them of your arrival, so please make your way inside as soon as you're ready. Going inside. The remaining members of the Scions. Your friends and most of the Ilzabad contingent await you within. Would you like me to see you through? Let's do it. Into the royal palace we go.
By the 12.
Oh my goodness, look at this army. We're fucking ready, dude. Oh! Ooh, look at all of our friends.
Glad you could join us. I hope you don't mind, but we went ahead and started without you.
How dare you?
As you can imagine, our traveling companions were eager to become acquainted. 'Tis a rare thing indeed to see such a diverse and talented group of individuals assembled for a single purpose. We fight not only for the sake of Eorzea, but for the entire world, including the people of Garlemald. Much rides on the efforts of the Ilzabad contingent.
Indeed, which is why I am glad to find myself in the company of many trusted comrades, yourselves included.
Lucia's coming with us.
Lucia.
Oh, Lucia!
Come at the behest of Lord Emmerich, who has honored me with the role of Ishgard's representative. And for the good of all nations, not least my former homeland, I am determined to see this mission through to its end.
Dude, Lucia bay as fuck.
We have a hard road ahead of us, but walk it we shall, together.
She's coming with us behind enemy lines. Oh.
We too welcome this opportunity to work together once more. I have faith that if there is a way to resolve this conflict, we will
Dude,
find
fucking, let's get this. We're the A team. Let's fucking go. Go behind enemy lines, figure all the shit
Allow
out.
me to introduce you to the rest of our company. Everyone, if I may have your attention.
Yes, Lucia. Yes.
Might I ask you to speak first?
If I must.
Rune
I
Senna.
am Arun Senna, spokesman for the Gridanian delegation, here on behalf of my esteemed sister, the Elder Seedseer.
Yeah, so he's the brother of the Elder
We shall
Seedseer.
provide support and protection to those in need during our time in Garlemald.
I think we've met him once.
To that end, I am joined by healers selected by the Conjurers Guild, with the Order of the Twin Adder's Finest serving as our escort.
Very nice.
Suppose I'd better say my piece.
Stickard.
Wait, I know you.
The name's Sickard, in case you've forgotten. Truth be told, I'd rather you had forgotten.
I've forgotten, so, you know, good on you.
Any road, the Admiral asked Captain Hilfier to send his best, and for whatever reason, he picked me. Of course, if I'd refused, I'd be the laughing stock of the bloody executioners, and my reputation's taken enough of a keyhauling as it is. But more importantly, like any pirate worth his salt, I know when you're staring down a storm, you gotta trust in the commander of your ship.
Why do I feel like he was in A Realm Reborn, and he was like a bad guy we had to fight, and then he was like taken into custody or some shit? I don't know. Like I said, I've forgotten who this guy is. So he got what he wished. At least Graha remembers him.
So if the Admiral wants us to go to Garlemald, not for plunder and glory, but a promise of peace in our time, then that's what we'll do.
Yeah.
Since we all know how much the Empire loves its steel, we thought we'd bring along a few smiths to make the most of it. Give them a pile of scrap and they'll cobble together anything you fancy. Of course, just like the Gridanians, we got fighters of our own. We might have come with a more constructive purpose in mind, but we're more than capable of cracking skulls, believe you me.
Believe you me.
Well, you're certainly raring to go. But then again, so are we.
Please.
The most dependable warriors of Uldar and Alamigo have assembled at the Sultana and General Aldin's behest.
Yes.
If Garlemald has truly fallen, then the whole place is likely to be crawling with Telophoroi. We'll need plenty of troops to clear and hold a path for others to follow.
I love how Lise just comes in with her army of Lalafels.
That's where we come in. Naturally, Marshal Terrapin and I will be leading from the front.
Army of Lalafels.
It's been some time since I last saw you in your element on the battlefield.
Yes.
From what I've heard, you've become pretty fearsome yourself. Master Matoya, the avatar of destruction.
True. What a legend. What a legend.
With comrades like these, I know we'll succeed, no matter what awaits us.
Dude, yeah, that's a terrifying sight. Imagine, yeah, you're in the front lines. All of a sudden, you see this army, this horde of Lalafels going and, like, I don't know, they have this weird waddle they do. They like sway their arms as they walk. Imagine that man at high speeds and they just rush towards you.
And then we might finally get a chance to enjoy a good long rest. But until then, let's give it our all.
As for Ishgard, we Temple Knights have come in force to uphold our nation's commitment to the peace and welfare of our allies.
Anyone 2 rows back would literally see them coming.
The bitter cold of Garlemald is a formidable enemy in of itself. Our experience fighting in ice and snow will prove invaluable in the days ahead.
That's a good point.
Accordingly, I have been designated commander of the Ilzabard contingent. I will do all in my power to provide you with the leadership and guidance you require.
Yes.
The 4 high houses, House Hylinart foremost among them, have arranged for a host of machinists to join us on our mission.
Guns.
Their knowledge of Imperial Magitech is sure to be a great boon. They will address any problems of a technical nature, together with the smiths of Limpsa Lomitsa. There is another awaiting introduction.
Mm-hmm.
Lord Emanolain?
Yeah. I
Yes.
saw him.
Emanolain de Forton, at your service.
You gonna avenge your brother?
Though, lest there be any misunderstanding, I should stress that I've not become a fearsome warrior while you were away. Rather, far from it, actually. My brother, in his infinite wisdom, decided this would be an excellent chance to make something of myself. Oh, and fight for world peace and all that.
Avenge Harshaphon.
But, should the opportunity arise for a spot of ballroom dancing, I will be your twinkle-toed gentleman of light.
Oh god, they're just sending him to die, I swear. They're trying to get rid of him. Like, they're trying to get rid of him, right? May your graceful prancing lead the way to victory. Yeah, let's just keep his hopes up.
Huzzah!
Harshaphon. We had a
To regale
flashback of
the
Harshaphon
Hurl
earlier.
tales of Derringdoon.
Yeah, we had a flashback of him when talking to the dragon. And it was just blood coming out of his mouth.
I believe that concludes introductions for the Grand Company of Eorzea. Our allies from the Eastern Alliance were due to arrive some time ago, but it would appear they have been delayed.
Would that be the shinobi of Doma?
Actually, they've been tasked with relaying messages back and forth between the various Eastern nations. According to Lord Hien, however, an equally capable company of warriors has been sent in their stead.
Ooh.
Out of my way, you preening fool!
Oh no. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Here we go. Bunny girl.
Forgive us for coming late. We are the delegates of the Eastern Alliance.
Serena.
Serena, and you
sorry.
brought company.
For battle and blood we come, as a step is sorely lacking in both. No towers befoul our lands, so we marched on those of Doma, only to find them beyond our reach. But now our thirst for slaughter will be slaked. No quarter to the enemy!
Sadu Hatun, no. We go to make peace with the Iron Men, not war.
Oh goodness.
Warriors of the Steppe, we've heard many tales of your bravery. We welcome you as allies. And these other ones you have brought are...
Members of the Dalmascan resistance group, Lente's Tears.
Dalmasca, dude.
And the Bosnian resistance. Between them, they have a wealth of experience in espionage, and are particularly adept at infiltrating Imperial facilities. Which is fortuitous, since Garlemald's domain is so vast that I could never hope to handle reconnaissance duties all by myself.
Is this Avengers Endgame? Basically. So this expansion, Laurel, for context, every expansion leading up to this point has been one giant story leading up to Endwalker, where Endwalker is the end of the story basically. And so the next expansion that comes out for this game is going to be a completely different story with new characters, etc., etc. So this is the end of a massive arc of hundreds upon hundreds of hours of gameplay.
Dalmasca, Bosnia, Alamigo. All lands which have suffered the tyranny of the Empire. I would never presume to question your motives. Nevertheless, I must reiterate that our goal is to aid the victims of the Telophoroi.
So yes, it's basically Avengers Endgame.
And they are victims, make no mistake. Though I understand that many may struggle to see them as such.
You're more right than you know. For every one of us that answered the call, there were a dozen that refused.
Coffee, 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 coffee.
Not only in Alamigo, but everywhere we went. And who could blame them? The Empire's always been the enemy. But after seeing what we've seen, fighting and working against and with Garleans, there's no denying the simple truth. They're just people. No different from you or I. They've got their share of liars and murderers, but so do we. So do we all. Fordola, who once swore herself to Garlemald, has proven herself a trusted ally time and time again. Every Eorzean here knows Cid Garland, the Imperial defector who shared with us countless technological wonders. Maxima, who stands with us today, tried to reform Garlemald from within and make peace with Doma. So you can believe
He's
me
so
when
tall
I say
compared to
every
her.
fighter here understands and accepts that the Imperials are not monsters and are deserving of help. Or at least that they were able to put aside their feelings for the greater good.
Hell yeah.
It won't be easy. But we're all determined to make this world a better place.
I'm gonna be honest, I've been noticing this entire cutscene. Like everyone's breathing and moving, like this guy and Lee's, but then you have these people in the back that are literally frozen. Like their models are not moving. They're just there, like put there, and they're frozen there as background images. Like they're so stationary.
What concerns I may have had were clearly unwarranted. I agree with everything you said wholeheartedly.
Then we are in accord. Now, let us review our strategy. To reach the Garlean capital in northern Ilsabard, we must cross the central mountain range.
Yes.
Fortunately, Garlond Ironworks can provide aerial transport, sparing us this most treacherous part of our journey. However, attempting to fly any closer to Garlemald would attract the attention of the Telophoroi.
Yes.
As they appear to have seized control of the majority of the Imperial military, we must assume that includes its fleet. In addition, Garlemald possesses devices that can interfere with airship navigational systems, further discouraging an airborne approach.
Given the circumstances, the closest we dare deploy our contingent is an area between the range and the capital, the Magna Glaciers. From there, we must travel the rest of the way on foot. We will also need to bring the airships with us to ensure we can withdraw with haste. Although much of the terrain will be blanketed in snow, we should be able to make use of local roads and shipping facilities. The vast ice field will afford us an unobstructed view of the surrounding area. On the other hand, it will also allow others to easily spot us. So it is imperative that we only make camp in positions where we can easily defend ourselves. And the airships, which must be kept safe at all costs.
We cannot account for every possibility, so we must be prepared to think on our feet. We will be tested. Sorely tested, I expect. But for our homes and for our people, and a people not our own but in need, we will succeed.
Yes.
Spare no effort in your preparations. Once we depart, there is no turning back.
We got this. Hells to the yeah. Hell yeah. That's it. Besides the delegates assembled here, the Almaja and several other tribes offered to send troops on their own. Fortunately, due to their physiology, many would struggle to simply to survive in the harsh climate of Isabad, but also likely prove tempting targets for abduction by the Telephori. All things considered, they can better aid the cause by bolstering our defenses in Eorzea, though their eagerness to do more has been noted. We few shall have to suffice. Ere we embark, we must distribute the warding stones and scales to our comrades. Can you care to do the honors? Lucia, scales. Warding scales from the Ishgardian delegation, I take it. Many thanks. Talismans may prove to be the deciding factor in the battles to come. I find myself conflicted by this foray into Garlemald, sent by the Empire to infiltrate Ishgard only to throw in my lot with those whose secrets I was supposed to be stealing. And now I lead a mission to save the countrymen I betrayed. This is doubtless why I was chosen by Lord Ambric. He would have me put my extensive knowledge and former ties to good use. I will not disappoint him. For the glory of Ishgard, Garlemald, and the world at large, I will lead us to victory. That's a set of warding scales I spy. Not that I would know what they look like. Oh, look at these. Even a layman can tell they're bursting with aether. All the better to fend off the tempering waves? Is that the right term? Anyway, these give us one less thing to worry about, which just leaves the other mountain of whatever else is waiting for us in Garlemald. Only one way to find out, eh? And nervous or not, I'd march through all 7 hells if it meant giving me a chance to put Xenos back in the grave where he belongs. I've got something for us. Them scales everyone's been talking about. Pretty little things, ain't they? Reckon they'll be worth a gill or two when this is all over, but we'll hold on to them for now. And one more thing, I know what you're all thinking. Why didn't they send Einzar instead? But if I know, all the Admiral and Captain Hilfer and told me was they needed someone to help safeguard the future, and here I am. Can't say they haven't got a sense of humor. Of course, some of you might be wondering what a good pirate is on dry land, in the middle of the southern snow of all places. Well, me and my crew will do whatever it needs, so let's set sail or whatever the saying goes on airships. Yes. These are famed warding scales, enough for me and my men, I see. Under normal circumstances, I would not be allowed to travel outside the Twelveswood. The Elder Seedseer, however, has granted me special permission. She has bidden me lend my magics to the people of Garlemald while learning all I can of their ways. In doing so, I will come closer to understanding myself and my place in the world, or so she says. I say it's this past time our allies benefited from the power of a Seedseer's disposal. Some bemoan that we hide our light under a bushel. I intend to address that criticism. Yes. We heard it would be cold in Garlemald, so we came prepared. Oh, the talismans. We are to keep these closed at all times, yes? I will see that no one misplaces theirs. And before I forget, I have a message from Hien. In distant lands and in times of strife, together stand, together fight. In darkness shines the light of life. I hope I've done his words justice. Doma, like much of Othard, has been plagued by the towers. Yet while we have not been there, while he could not be here, he wishes to express his shared conviction. Hien and Yugiri labor without rest to unite the people, and with their aid, will we keep the enemy at bay, and we at the Steppe in the Eastern Alliance will repay their efforts by ending this war. Lastly, to Maxima. You have a warding skill for me too. Here you go, buddy. You've earned it. for this, and for going to such incredible lengths for the sake of my people. Though I have little to offer in return, I would impart some advice, if I may. You have been told by many to wear the coal of Ilzabad, and I cannot stress enough that this is no token warning. I will be distributing specially made warming tinctures, courtesy of the Alchemist Guild, but understand that there is no substitute for proper protection. I'll leave the provisioning of said protection to your discretion. Now, let us proceed to the Alamegan Quarter. While you may make your final preparations, I will have the pilots ready at the airships. Because really, I want to check time played really quick. /played /time played. /playtime. Is that what it is? Okay. So this character alone. So in the grand scheme of this game, we just started this expansion, and this character is at 266 hours of gameplay so far. Okay. Ashes, I have a mission for you. We're going to be ending the stream, so I need a new outfit for next stream. 1 through 17. Choose 1 through 17. What will we wear in the cold, icy lands? While you decide, I'm gonna go and 12. I think that's actually what we're wearing right now. 1 through 17, that is not 12. Mini roulette, instead of Sid, we're gonna have a bomb. Well, that cherry bomb helps, you know, cherry bomb helps for warmth. And we will be wearing this. That works, you know, that works for warmth. That works for warmth. There we go. Yeah.